think now what I'll do, let's pop this on and show you how to do bed leveling. Right, so first things first is you want to get this level. Now you can see you've got two little dial things here, and you can turn these independently, and what that will do to the bed is it will make it go like that. So it is a way that you can overall lower the bed and bring it all the way up, but remember, when you're doing that, you may slightly offset it. Now there's various ways that you can bring it back to flat. You could use stuff like these little spirit levels and maybe stick them on each corner. I'm chucking some of those in for my colleague just in case, for interest. But there's actually a really good print for this machine. I think it's called a Y-axis block or something. And I wonder if it will fit. Yeah, so it's too high up the bed at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll pretend that it's wrong, but in order to do that, so what I've done, I'm literally just dialing down these. Now, even visually, I can see that actually the bed is slightly that way. It's a bit hard to get on the camera because the camera's on my head, but it's a little bit tilted. That's not going to do you any good. With these little blocks, what you can do is pop them in to each of these corners. They're all of the same size. Pop them into each of the corners, and then do little, need to stop headbutting the machine. What I'm doing is I'm actually dialing it back up. You can do both at the same time. I'm going to try and do it as is. What I'll have to do is you'll have to just trust me, I'm dialing it back up. But you can see it's filling in the gap. Now, this side is already... It's already up. It's nice and snug. It can't go any further. This side wasn't, so it was a little bit all over the place. So you do them both up. Nice and snug. Not too snug that you can't bloody well get them out. Do them both together. Make sure you have no gaps on any of these corners. And then you can hopefully... Oh, maybe not. Let's try that again. That looked a bit too snug. I think if you do it too tight, you're going to have problems. So maybe not too tight. Let's try this again. This is actually the first time I used these because I did it a different way before with a spirit level. And yeah, so let's try again. Dial them up. This one is sticking to the, it's got a bit of lubricant on it. So, I've dialed them up and then just taken them out down a little bit so that I can actually get the blocks out. Oh, see, look, rookie error. Don't put the block in that way. I can't bloody well get it out. Okay. Let's start again. Okay, maybe have the blocks facing the outside with the little lip thing. 3D printing is so much trial and error, but it's good fun. So they're nice and level, and then I'm just gonna, what I've done now, when they're nice and snug, I need to dial them off again and then pull the blocks out, otherwise they're stuck. So both of them together, just dial them down, and it should do it together. What you'll find when you're turning the knobs, if you go a little bit faster on the other one, it will skip and then you're not level. If you do them both together, it should stay in the groove of the screw and keep it at that. Now I've been a bit more sensible. I can take these blocks out. I just think they're quite a handy way of doing it. I tried with spirit level and stuff, and now it's just a bit annoying. It is possible, and I have actually tested this, you know, if you put a spirit level on here mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Ooh, it's hard. But anyway, it is in the centre. So, then you switch the machine on. Very smooth buttons. Okay. I think I might have to take it off for this to get the screen in focus. Come on. There we go. So, this is the machine's general opening up page. Now you can see how noisy it is. That's mostly, there's a fan underneath here that's keeping the board nice and cool. Now that I've replaced this fan, it's not actually that noisy anymore. It was. You can get quieter fans. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. So this is the opening screen. You can do firmware updates and things like that. I did do something called flashing the screen, and then I couldn't figure out how to do the board. So again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This machine is working really well as it is. I can probably give you the info on it. So it's version 1.70.2, and that must be the BL Touch for the BL. And this gives you the printing size of the plate. It's working. I'm not going to mess with it. I've seen some people have done updates and things where you plug in to the computer and what have you, and then it bricks the screen. That would just be really sad. So, first things first, when you've got the printer on, remember you want to make sure that this is in the center of the bed as much as you can, and you've got the actual bed high up. You know, we've done that little bit, the first bit with the blocks. If you have it all the way down here, as I say, you might find that it may not be able to bring it all the way up if it doesn't remember where it last was, basically. Right. So, if I press this button, what this does is it's all 0 at the moment. Because the printer, this is the first time it's been put on, it doesn't know where anything is, so it thinks this is just 0. You press home, which is the little house, and what it will do is it will find where it is. So let's do that and see what it does. So on the diagram it's showing you where it's moving on the X and Y axis, and it's doing it on the printer as well. Now you could find, as I say, sometimes if it's not in the right place, it may hit an edge and it will make a horrible noise. Turn it off, get yourself centered, don't break your motors. So you see how the BL Touch is sensing the plate there, and it's bringing it up and it's finding out where the plate is in relation to the nozzle. It's pretty cool. So it's now giving some readings. So 180 by 180, I presume that fits, I don't know, this is a bit of mathematics. And the Z-axis is 13. So that's 13 millimeters, which fits with it being, that looks to me about 1.3 centimeters away from the plate, which is the Z-axis in equivalent. Now, you can, now that it's found itself, and I would always recommend doing that first when you get the printer on, just find where home is. I will do, as I say, a list of steps on here so it becomes more routine. Now, just a little interesting thing you can do is if you say you wanted to clean your bed, and I'll show you that in a second, you know, you don't want to be hitting the nozzle and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I can move the bed down. So this is moving the Z down. I wish I could get it more focused. It's because it's quite glary, this machine. So I'm pressing this button, and you can see it's moving it down. Now with this, as I say, you could move the bed all the way down if you want to. You can put, if you want it to do it quicker, you can put a number in here. So I'm going to put in 100. 100. And which is a handy thing, you know. Also, if you've got your print is complete and you just want to get a bit more space, because what will happen when the print's complete is the bed will be up here sometimes, and then the head's over to one side. But sometimes you just want a bit more space. That to me feels low enough, but you can bring it all the way down. I don't know what happens if you put in like 5,000 in here. I don't know whether it would start grinding and you'd have problems, so I've never actually done it. Maybe don't do that. But now the printer is on and you did your homing bit first, if you were to press home again, it would find where it is, because you set it up properly. Whereas what I was saying before, if say you switch the machine off now and the bed is here, you need to bring that bed back up manually up to the top and use your blocks. So whenever you turn on your printer, home it. Whenever you're going to switch off the printer, home it. So you don't have to do that first step. It's just a good tip. Another thing that I might put on the end of the list on here is start off with home, end with home. So next bit I'm going to do is show you how I clean the bed.